If you're starting over in your 30s or 40s or now just rising, that just means that you're a late bloomer, and that's okay. By the end of this video, I'm going to make sure that you understand why you are actually not behind in life. I'm going to break down why you feel the way you feel, what's really happening, and how you can get out of this mental trap and start moving forward again with more peace, more confidence, and more hope. So let's talk about why we even feel behind. We live in a society obsessed with early achievement. Just think about it. We obsess over all of the 30 under 30 list. It's everywhere. There is Forbes, there is Times, there's every single magazine or in every single organization, right? We praise the young CEOs like the Mark Zuckerberg or the new billionaire Lucy Go and Mr. Beast. So when you hit your 30s and 40s and beyond and you haven't checked all those boxes, you're going to think you failed. That's natural. You're definitely not alone in this because that's how I felt, and I'm sure most people feel. But here's what you are forgetting. As Rich Karlgaard wrote in the book Late Bloomers, is that this is a tyranny of early achievement. Society pushes it on us, but it's completely unrealistic. I mean, think about it. It makes total sense. This is marketing at its finest. Marketing that you should be a young achiever. And think about this. Our brains, our talents, and our emotional intelligence, they don't all develop at the same time. We bloom at different seasons, and that is normal. For example, I know toddlers and babies, some of them talk at 2.5, 3.5. There's nothing wrong with it. So let's be real. No one is advertising their rejections, how terrible things are, or how failures are on social media. They only post their highlight reel, and then we compare our day-to-day behind the scenes with their highlight reel. Of course, we feel like failures, but we only see half of the picture. Okay, so let's go deeper. What is success anyways? Who defines it? Who decides that it should happen before 30? That is arbitrary. Life is not a one-size-fits-all plan. So let's check these stories. Vera Wang didn't start designing her dresses until she was 40. Ray Kroc turned McDonald's into a franchise empire at 52. By the way, if you haven't watched Maybe the Founder, watch it. He talks about how persistence is key. Julia Child published her first cookbook at 50. Colonial Sanders started KFC in his 60s. He did face a lot of rejections, okay? If these people had given up because they thought they were too late, they were too old, they were behind, they can't do it, their world would have missed out on their gifts. So don't forget the skills we develop later, empathy, resilience, wisdom, are exactly what makes late bloomers shine. You don't have to peak in your 20s. In fact, peaking later can mean that you have more stability, more purpose, and a stronger sense of self. Looking back now, I was building myself in my 20s. I may not be in the Forbes 30 under 30, but I sure gained a lot of wisdom, made enough mistakes to know who I am not and know who I am now. So I want you to think about this for a second. Where were you 5 years ago? What struggles did you face and overcame? What have you learned since then? If you can see even a tiny improvement, that is growth. That means you're moving forward, even if you can't see the finest line yet. I have learned that I've always been in the process of growing, and how you start does not affect how you end. No matter what age we are, it's up to us to own up to it and move with it. And we got to believe it in ourselves when nobody is, and beat every fear that comes in our way. It's only too late if you believe it's too late, if you allow yourself to think it's too late. Oh yeah, by the way, if you made it this far and you like what I'm sharing with you, it'll mean the world to me if you share it with a friend who needs it. Also, this is me asking you to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and my podcast to help me grow my community, and we will grow together. So let's flip the script on feeling behind. Let's redefine success. You have the right to define what a good life means to you. You got to define success for you. What is life's purpose? What makes you happy? We only live life once. So this hit me when a lot of people around me are literally dying. That's when I realized that I don't live my life to the fullest. Then what am I doing? Spending my life fulfilling other people's expectation and feeling trapped? Freedom comes in finding your path to be authentically and unapologetically you. By doing that is seeing your version in your life, career, or business, finances, and for me, is to wake up every single day with a purpose and know my why. To define your own version of success for you. It's never too late unless you allow it to be. If you're going to spend 5 minutes arguing why it's too late, then I urge you to spend 5 minutes convincing yourself why it's not. And just notice your own feeling and energy shift. So we also want you to track your own progress. Only compare yourself to the you from yesterday. Did you get stronger? Did you get kinder? Are you more skilled? Did you learn something? If you did, that's success. When I hear people say, it didn't work, I failed. Let me help you shift that belief. That is God, the universe, that is growing you, building you up to be more resilient. All of my accelerated growth came from major failures. You feel the pain, you're going to feel it, you'll feel defeated. But you will also learn a great deal. Rejection is redirection. It's directing to where you are meant to go, to where you belong, and track your own progress. Break big goals into micro goals. So, have you ever heard of the story of the tortoise and the hare? It's a race between a tortoise and the hare. Yes. The tortoise went by small and consistent steps. And that's how success is built and how you build momentum. You don't have to launch your big dream overnight. You can take one step, then the next, then the next. And you focus on 1% every day. 1 year, that's 365 days. That's 365% ahead. Okay? So you are on track if you pay attention. Practice gratitude. Gratitude isn't fluff. It literally trains your brain to notice opportunities instead of threats. Gratitude and anger cannot coexist. Faith and fear cannot coexist. Even being grateful for tiny things. This is something that I use daily to consistently direct my thinking and raise my vibe. It's my medicine or my vitamin. So, and once you know gratitude, accept your timeline. One of the most powerful lines from the late bloomers is this: late bloomers are not late. They are right on time. Their time. Tattoo that in your brain if you have to. Okay? You're on time. You're on track. Don't overthink it. Let this message be your confirmation, because I'm right here with you. So let's go deeper. Why do late bloomers often win in the long run? They've been through adversities, been there, done that. They don't crumble at the first problem. And we're built with patience, a skill young prodigies often lack. This is what I call the persistence test. Going back to the story of the tortoise and the hare may be running fast and the tortoise is taking one step at a time steadily, but the tortoise wins in the end. Do the best that you can with the highest awareness that you know. Another thing I want to put this out there, as patience is so important. We all know Elizabeth Holmes, the infamous Elizabeth Holmes, the founder of Theranos. What happened was, this was this young girl who was idolizing Steve Jobs, built a startup company. Instead of spending time and patience to figure out the problem, she was rushing in the game to become the successful entrepreneur. And in fact, it became the biggest fraud. She's now in jail. So we don't want to go there. Patience is key. Late bloomers, they understand people. Yeah, we get it. They had more time to build empathy as we go through life. There is the high of the highs, the lows of the lows. You meet all kinds of crazy people and all kinds of amazing people. So I personally understand how a mom could feel losing a battle to a 2-year-old toddler by doing the best that she can, because that's me. I understand how challenging it is to survive through a divorce and even a breakup, and you're still trying to get shit done. I understand how difficult it is to manage people on your team or losing a loved one. If it's painful for me, someone else is going through it. And this is where the compassion and empathy comes in, because every single one of us, there's so much contrast in life that we all go through. And understanding that gives us the skill set and the compassion that we need to work with people, to manage people, and just to even navigate. Late bloomers, they have the slow cooker style of mastery, letting their skills develop richly instead of rushing. So in other words, compounding. The very struggle of feeling behind is what shapes you into someone who can handle bigger opportunities later. That's not a disadvantage. That's your superpower. And my personal mentor, Bob Proctor, once said, be grateful with what you have, but never be satisfied. So if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and on, don't let your age define what you think is possible. Your best work could still be ahead of you. Let me repeat that. Your best work could still be ahead of you. So I really want you to hear this. You might have faced unfairness in your life, trauma, loss, setback, rejection, health issues, things that delay you. But that does not make you behind. That makes you human. You're still standing. You're still trying. That means you have what it takes. So no, you're not behind. You are in progress. You're blooming. And trust me, the people you think are ahead might one day wish they had the courage that you have to build on this hard road. I hope you hear me today. You are not behind. You are on your own timeline, your own path, and you still have so many chapters left to write. And in the next video, I'm going to give you a proven formula on how to achieve anything. If you haven't already, like and subscribe so you'll be alerted with my content, and I will see you in the next video.